Today I'm going to share with you lessons from Manchester United and how you can use them to be successful in business. So I listened to an interview Rio Ferdinand had with the Diary of CEO podcast. Great podcast, by the way. Rio mentioned there are a lot of great lessons that I think are super important and relevant to the world of business, especially when it comes to culture and operations of businesses, and what's the difference between a successful team or a company versus not. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Moran, Pober. I'm founder and CEO of Acquisitions.com. We're the largest community of M&A entrepreneurs and investors, and we right now have a fund looking to invest in companies and roll-up entrepreneurs. So here are the lessons I got from Rio Ferdinand about success in football, but then also in business. So the first one is to be successful in whatever you're doing, you must concentrate. So Rio Ferdinand talked about being in so many different sports in the beginning, him doing ballet and other stuff. And at some point he decided, okay, I need to focus. And he chose football as his focus. And it's kind of like the same thing in business. I found out that in order to build wealth, you got to concentrate. But when you want to preserve your wealth, that's when you can think about diversification. But when you want to build, when you're in the accumulation stage of wealth, you got to concentrate, you got to focus. It's like I see a lot of people that want to buy businesses, and every week they want to buy a different line of business, a different sector. And it makes no sense because you have a learning curve of understanding the sector, of understanding the business, of understanding the process of buying a business in the first place. People want to buy hundreds of businesses in different sectors before they even did their first deal. So same here, you want to be successful in business, like in sport, you must concentrate. You can't be the best in the world in football and in basketball or soccer, whatever you call it in your country. Second thing is do your chores well. So Rio Ferdinand is talking about him now coaching his kids and how he's basically telling them, hey, the way you're going to do your laundry, the way you're going to do your chores is the way you're going to be on the field. So the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Same in business. If you're going to be an owner of a business or you're the owner of a business right now, the business is a reflection of you. There's no one who's going to do better, more hard work than you as the owner because the employees are going to look up to you. So if you're going to half-ass stuff, you're going to be, semi-commitment to your business, then guess who's going to be semi-committed to their business as well? Your employees. Next lesson is culture is everything. So Rio Ferdinand mentioned Sir Alex Ferguson and how he kicked out some of the biggest players in Man United, like David Beckham and Jaap Stam, some of the biggest players back then, just because they did specific things that he didn't like dating with the wrong girl or writing bad things about other players in their book, like stuff that some other managers might give up on and forgive. But for him, it's like, no way, there's a culture in Man United. That's the way we do things. And if you're not doing things, goodbye. And everyone thought that when David Beckham is going to leave Man United, there's not going to be a team. But eventually they were more successful even than before when he was in the club. So culture, attitude, that's the most important thing. And if you have someone who is not on the same line, not on the same path with that attitude, everyone else is going to be dragged to that. Next lesson is you can learn from everyone. So Rio Ferdinand mentioned the fact that he learned from Ryan Giggs on recovery and yoga, and that he learned from Roy Keane about his standards in trainings and leaderships and just showing example. And he said, look, in the end of the day, I can't be exactly that player, or in business, that employer or that manager. But what I can do is take different lessons from different people and adjust it to myself to become the best version of myself. And understanding that you need to be in a constant state of trying to learn from everyone and improve. You can't tell yourself, hey, okay, I'll bring intensity on Monday to the field in the game, when during the week you're doing nothing and you're just lazy. Same in business. People think they're going to buy a business in acquisitions, for example. They're going to do nothing, and then once a month they're going to sprint and going to find a great deal. It's not working like that. You got to put intensity and consistency every single day in order to be successful and have a long-term success. I also really liked his lessons about letting go of ego. It's kind of like a combination of having an ego, of wanting to be the best, but now he's talking about him letting go of ego and the identity he built himself as a football player and trying to develop to do other stuff in business and other endeavors. The next lesson is knowing everything you can about all your team members. So he mentioned that his grandfather had some, I think it was ill or something like that, and Sir Alex Ferguson sent flowers to him. And then he said, look, when I see that my manager is taking care and cares so much about my family, and not even me, but my grandfather, then it makes me want to work hard in the pitch for that manager. Same in business. You want to be a great CEO, then guess what? Show that you care for your people, and then they'll care for you in return. It's the small things, the small percentages that matters. And again, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Show that you care in the small things and people will care back. Next lesson is just high standards. and understanding that you gotta be the best every single moment. And also it was funny and interesting to hear that Sir Alex Ferguson had some kind of a distance from the players. So he had a laugh here or there with them, but eventually there was a clear distance. Hey, I'm the manager, you're the player. There's a standards to be have here in the team, and you gotta do that as the player. And I'm the manager, I'm the person that dictating those standards. So please respect those. Same as a CEO, you gotta dictate that standard. You gotta explain people, hey, I'm happy to have a laugh with you or whatnot, but in the end of the day, we're a team here. We're trying to win as a business here and being the best we can, provide the best service, the best product that we can to our customers, and that's the main priority. Our main priority is not to laugh and have fun and be friends. That's great if it's gonna be part of that, like, hey, let's just enjoy the work, but first priority is our standards of the way we do things day to day in order to get the results that we want as a club or as a business. Next lesson I really liked is how he mentioned that in the best days of Man United, they really had a lot of focus on things like compassion, empathy, respect, and the fact that there was a relationship with everyone in the club, and not necessarily just the players or the managers, but literally everyone. People who sold food, people who cleaned the pitch, or the simple things, the simple roles. People treated those people very nice and with respect, understanding that those people are part of the club and they're Man United as much as the players in the field. And he said that nowadays it's not the same, and that's why the club is not performing as well. It's the small nuances, the small details. Do you know the name of your employees? Or do you do your best, if you have hundreds of employees, to remember the people, to take care of them, to ask them for how they're doing? Those small details matter. Compassion, empathy matters. Which leads me to the next lesson I got, which is, in the end of the day, every player wanted to be his best. He wanted to win titles, he wanted to win individual titles, be the best, whatever. But in the end of the day, everyone needed to understand this is a partnership. It's a team effort, and we all need to strive to excellence as individuals, but keeping the team first in mind. Same in business, you gotta keep the business first. You can't be the individual, hey, I'm the best, developer or salesperson in the world, unless you work with a good company that have a good product, good service, good customer support. So you gotta keep the business first, the company first, the team first. And that's the biggest lesson I got from him. I enjoyed that so much because he basically said, look, all of us wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best defender. But in the end of the day, we're a team. So if we're not gonna win as a team, no one's gonna remember you as an individual. People remember the individuals if they win as a team. Next lesson that I really enjoy is that mental health matters in football and also in business, because I don't care how hard you work, how talented you are, you gotta have a place to express yourself, to share your feelings, to let go of those emotions so you could go back and be focused on work. Same in business. I believe that in business you can perform well if you're always emotional. You gotta find a way to express your feeling and let go of, call it, traumas and whatnot, so you can be in a state that is ready to execute. And I really enjoyed that he mentioned that, and he mentioned some really famous, talented players that just didn't make it because they got injured and they got depressed, and there was no one to really allow them to express those feelings and maintain their state. Next lesson is Rio got asked, hey, what is the most important thing? Right now when you kind of like finish your career, what do you think is most important? And he mentioned health, which I really enjoyed hearing, because understanding that no matter what, you want to be the best in the world in football, in business. If you're not taking yourself, you're not taking care of your health, nothing matters. So I think it's a great summary of understanding, like, look, respect your body, respect your health. Understand that without this, you can't do anything else. You can't have an impact, you can be the best in the world. So make sure you respect the only body that you have and do whatever you can to just maintain that, eat well, work out, because without that, nothing matters. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Like, comment below, we're gonna do some giveaways. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of video. I really enjoy learning from different places and getting those lessons to business. If you enjoyed that, let me know and I might do more of those. Either way, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.